Don't you fucking
No, I'm Instagram scrolling, and that's how they get you to watch their stuff. Although, so I found this, I don't know if it's a channel or if it's just a theme, where they'll have these really cool kind of just dumb videos like, I'm gonna drop this rock off a bridge and see what happens to this ice below. And then girls like steal them and like just bounce afterwards when you expect to see the rock.
Okay.
It's rage bait. It actually pisses people off because
Yeah.
they wanted to see the rock hit the water.
Yeah. Yeah, rage bait's a thing.
Right, but then turn around and somebody actually found the end of the video and like we're like, this is way more satisfying than bouncing around with your tits out.
But is it?
When you are watching a video for the purpose of seeing the rock drop into the massive canyon and break the ice on the water, yes.
Yeah, it's really, really windy out there.
Is that really the wind?
Yeah. So the wind comes around the side of the building and just like
Hits
creeps
that-
past
the
the door.
door.
Yeah, and just vibrates. the
I mean,
shit
we
out
really
of
have to get the studio door inserted because we just do. We have to separate everything out.
it. Yeah. Yeah. It's like $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. In this, I don't want to imagine the price of this building you paid. You paid to have built. I do appreciate that you did a lot of the work yourself.
Yeah.
I do. You built out the bathrooms, you painted all and hung all these stupid sheets. The lift of you hanging these stupid panels on the ceiling was still hilarious.
Yeah, nobody wanted to get up there with me.
I got up there like once and I was useless.
Yeah.
My dad always hated me holding the flashlight kind of girl.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that.
It's a skill.
So,
Apparently I didn't have.
to be true, we all know that it's not about where you held the flashlight. It's about the frustration with the job and looking for an easy pawn. Because if you were holding the flashlight right, I would have been able to hold my mouth right and got the bolt put in the first 17 times.
It's never your fault. It's always the equipment, and the person holding the flashlight was just the flimsiest ass piece of equipment.
Right.
In a way, yes, but you ever had somebody just actually hold a fucking flashlight wrong?
Yes.
Nothing more infuriating than, hey, I'm aiming for this one spot. All you have to do is hold your flashlight on this, 3x4 inch spot. It's not even that big. It might actually be smaller than that. And you can't hold the flashlight right. Well, that's the I got distracted because your job is boring me and I'm looking over there now. That's what that is. But you got to give me my cup back.
Yeah. It's still full of a holiday cheer.
Every single day with these kids, it's full of holiday cheer. I thought that I was being a good mom.
Right.
And spending the day with my kids. And
Yeah, that was stupid.
taking all 4 of my kids to the grocery
Yeah,
store.
that was stupid.
I was like, oh, I'm being such a good mom. I'm spending one of my off days. Because, I only get 6 off days in their 2 weeks of Christmas break.
Right.
Not even. I don't even think it's that many. Because I had Christmas, but
Well, you picked up extra days because of the holiday season. Because
not really. They're the same amount of days I would work. They're just in a different order. And that makes it feel like less. Because 1 off, 1 on, 1 off.
I used to hate that.
Yeah, it feels very different than 3 off in a row. Because you're in the middle of recovering and you never really recovered.
And you gotta go back. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Although these people that had 6 and 7 day streaks, there's one person with a 10-day streak, and I'm like, how do you financially survive?
I feel like that's almost illegal. It should be, if not.
It's not illegal. It's based on your circumstances. So none of
10
these
days
people
straight is ridiculous.
off.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, 10 days off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying they're working 10 days straight.
No.
I'm like, that's a bit much.
Well, and realistically, you're allowed to do whatever you want so long as you don't break 16 hours a day.
That's still somehow
Oh,
uncouth.
no. There was a court case where a nurse sued a hospital because apparently part of the contract was to work mandatory overtime, but they went from a 12-hour shift to an 18-hour shift or a 16, something like that, right? They added to her shift.
Double shift, right.
Right, okay, cool. Then they wanted her to stay for another 8 hours, which would have made 24 hours on, and she's like, it's not safe. I refuse to stay.
Right.
They fired her.
Okay.
They voided her contract. So she sued them and won.
And now she doesn't have to work?
I have no idea how that worked out. It was a story I ran across, and I was like, yeah. Because honestly, by day 4, I feel like it's not that I'm any less capable of taking care of my patients, but my patience is a lot thinner
Yeah,
for
your empathy
stupid
is
things. Yeah. And then also it's like, okay, I don't know. Okay, I already have high standards, first of all. But so by day 4, I'm like, did I dig deep enough?
gone. Yes.
Was I doing enough?
You only need to go 6 feet down.
Anyway, so it's like, just was I reactive versus proactive? And which is better or worse?
I get that, but you're holding yourself to a much higher standard than other people.
Okay, but my job holds people's lives in their hands. I feel like that should be a very high standard.
So, funny story. I actually was talking with somebody that was like, how dare nurses be like, I save lives? And I'm like, bro, that's literally the only benefit they get is to be able to be like, yes, I'm having an actual effect on saving somebody's life today. Because I get treated like a Burger King employee by everybody that I meet. The hospital, the doctors, the nurses.
Can I tell you the active stories of me actively saving people's lives outside of a code situation?
No, we don't need to go there.
Like when I'm the one alerting the physician to the changing situation that you are now actively having a heart attack and need emergent attention.
Physician aware.
Okay, if I ever write MD aware, first of all, it's kind of like a big fuck you.
Right. MD aware.
I called. He said do nothing. So I did nothing. You know that's not an option or not a requirement, right?
What's that?
So just because the doctor's like, no, you don't have to do anything. There are ways around that if you genuinely feel as though something is wrong.
Right. But at the end of the day, who's held responsible for however that works? Right.
Right.
So that's the real problem with it.
You want to hear the fun one?
Sure.
The doctor prescribed the drug.
Mm-hmm.
Pharmacy approved the drug.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's approved and, good, and you're doing your job, and you give the drug. The drug harms the patient. Who's at fault?
The nurse.
Correct.
Whoever touched it last.
But I didn't save the patient's life by not giving them this drug.
That's ridiculous.
I'm just saying, people don't see that side of what I do.
I don't think they care.
I don't, like any other job, I feel like people don't have any sort of knowledge about what the job actually is. Which is why it's narcotics and refreshments.
Refreshments and narcotics. RN? That's rude.
Well, okay, we got to come up with a good saying for LPN then, because honestly, let's not even get into that. That drives me nuts. They're just as much a nurse as anybody else. They really are. But if
they're
they
like
ask
practical nurses.
Look, if they ask, they are just as capable. I trained them. I know they know what to do. And if they ask me to push their Toprolol one more time because they're not allowed,
they're little professional nurses. They're professional nurses light.
They are fully professional nurses who never had to write a research-based paper. That's the difference.
So they're literate professional nurses.
You know you're going to get stabbed by all the nurses we know, right?
Probably.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
As long as you know.
So let's actually talk about music, because this is our New Year's Eve show.
This is the new year, not new me.
Yeah, new year, new everything. Nah, new same old.
I might actually get worse.
Don't do that. So for me, 2025 was a mess.
We live this life together.
Well, I'm talking about business speaking.
Speaking of business.
Speaking of the business, 2025 was a chaotic thunderstorm.
2025 was like, okay, building up because we have no choice. The lifts have to go back. The machines have to be done. We have to open. Got that part started. Started doing little things. Started hosting for practice sessions, records.
Yeah. So 2025 did actually open the Big Body Studio. Here we are. Yay.
Have you ever done like a full-on actual tour? You don't vlog enough.
I probably should do more vlogging.
You were supposed to vlog the whole construction. We started with the concrete and the plumbing and the framing was up and you were supposed to do all of that and you did none of that.
I did some of it, but I'm really bad about it, and realistically it'd have been substantially easier if I had either paid somebody to video it for me.
Make enough money and I'll be your production manager.
Right. Or realistically, I should have paid somebody to do the construction and then videoed it myself.
It would have been cheaper to pay somebody to run the camera than to pay somebody to do the construction.
Probably true.
But again, I don't know. I'm starting to feel like I can enjoy the creative outlet because building is not my thing. Because again, I can't hold the flashlight straight.
Right. It was
and then,
a lot of work.
Don't make me ask you to replace that faucet more than once. I will do it my damn self.
You were good with that.
I did a great job, and I taught your daughter how to do it.
Very good, very good.
I'm going to have to remodel that lower bathroom, too.
Yeah. So, yeah, we need to replace all that shit.
So, New Year's, we have opened the studio this year. We have started a bunch of projects. Should not have continued working in the Christmas, New Year space because it's a void. It really is. We all know that week is just, it's a void. It's a mess. If you have to actually go to work, you're like, what the hell am I doing here?
Next year, 2026 Christmas, we're literally just going to do 2 podcasts full of Christmas carols. We're just gonna sit here and we're gonna sing.
I am not singing.
You're not singing?
No, but I really enjoy doing this with you, so we may have to find an off shot.
Yeah. But we'll be big enough that we'll have musical guests.
Okay, well, I don't count as a musical guest, but I'm enjoying doing this with you, so we'll find something that's not Music Monday. We'll do Opinionated Wednesdays.
Nurses Nooners.
No, we did this last night. We went to dinner after work. We went with some of my nurse friends. We had beers. We talked about our day. And you did not want to be at that table.
So I was cool until you talked about the necrotic toe with the toenail still attached at the dinner table.
And that is the least offensive of the stories that I own.
I was kind of like, I don't want to throw up my dinner, but this might be a good time to just emphasize the point that I'm not a nurse for a reason. just to let you guys know,
I asked your daughter, I was like, do you want to be a nurse? No, that's disgusting.
It is. It's pretty nasty.
She told her teacher that I had bugs.
Hell yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Love that lady. She's had our kids. She knows better. But she was like, so you had a patient with bugs? And I was like, unfortunately, I did. But the way your kids run off and tell people things like, Mommy and Daddy have weed. Yes, there are a lot of weeds in the backyard that we have been trying to get rid of. These are not the same things.
Daddy keeps pouring sugar on the counter and sniffing it with his nose. I don't know how you covered that one up.
Okay, realistically, you spilled creamer and somebody's trying to clean it up before somebody makes a sandcastle on the kitchen floor. Yeah. He asked me if he could get out the flour.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. We're going to create a session of this called You're Lying. And I'm just going to tell you parenting stories that you missed. Or that, I don't want to say have been hidden, but have been downplayed before you got involved.
Yeah.
Because you lying.
You lying.
I'm not lying, just like I'm not lying that they came out here with a butter knife trying to pull the screws out of your bedroom door.
Man, so, the joys of old houses. Here's something that you as parents may understand, but you as non-parents won't. So,
not every parent feels the same way we do.
So, old houses tend to settle, and if the construction is not perfect, sometimes you get gaps in doors. Just little gaps,
Cracks and
cracks,
weird places. And
settling. The door doesn't fit as flush as it should. And sometimes there's a gap big enough for somebody to take a butter knife and push it into the door latch and pop open a locked door.
so, to be fair, we have a keyed lock on our bedroom door because it's our room. And
It's our room.
I'm not saying that we've kept dangerous things in our room, but we keep things in our room that we don't want our children to have access to for
Correct.
one reason or another.
Right.
And so we don't have those little pop locks like the kids have upstairs.
Right.
We don't
Full
keep those.
on keyed lock. They tore the wood out of the frame,
Not
getting the
out
door.
of, they just stabbed at it a little bit. I
Yeah.
didn't, just like I didn't stab you. I just
just chipped at it a little bit with a knife.
just a little bit.
So we
It's a
went.
butter knife.
Yeah. So we went and got a metal plate that shields the door lock, the latch itself, so that you can't just go straight in there with a knife and pop the door open. So they were
Using the butter knife to remove the screws.
right from the plate that secures the door by covering the latch.
Hey, new year, new kids.
Yeah. We have 4 for available. It ranges from 5 to 13.
We'll
Just shoot me a
trade
message
for a
if you.
slightly used model.
No. If anything, we need adult versions.
You
We
don't
need
want to start
classics.
over and see if we can do a better job this
No.
time?
God, no. Matter of fact, if you take the little one and then we go to just school age kids, that might be better.
I like the little one.
The little one's the only one that likes me.
Yeah, you raised him on his tablet. He loves you.
Yeah. Never thought I was gonna be that guy.
I also didn't think you were going to have Starbucks kids,
Yeah.
but there's a Starbucks across the street, and
There is
it's
a Starbucks
so
across
much
the street.
easier to just swing by and get a sausage muffin and a coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It
Yeah.
is so much easier.
And then we stopped supporting Starbucks because money, but also we should just not support large corporations. And we're like, oh, let's go to the local coffee shop.
To be fair, when we were in our apartment, we used to go to the Dunkin', which was next to the Starbucks because the Dunkin' was cheaper.
Yeah, and do you know how much the Dunkin', I don't like it, if I'm being honest, because it's way too sweet.
Yeah, I get that.
It's just,
They make coffee with their elbows.
well, and then the question is, but they're a donut shop. Should
Right.
we expect their coffee to be good? And then the other
No.
question becomes, they're directly across the street from a Krispy Kreme, and who has better donuts?
I mean, that particular Krispy Kreme loses no matter who you compare it to,
Just because that Krispy Kreme
just
sucks?
because it's that Krispy Kreme.
I'm mad that that one specific donut shop in the little random-ass plaza that sold the best bacon donut no longer is in existence.
The donut hole. Yeah. So when I was a kid,
Vegan donuts. Go ahead. But I have...
when I was a kid, I lived in these apartments over off of Old Madison Pike, and that's where they originally was right there in that little shopping center where the Subway was. Or the Chinese, it was like a Chinese restaurant, a Subway, donut hole, and like a Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. That's a fucking
Right.
age reference.
So we lived in those apartments right there, and we would walk to the donut hole and get a dozen strawberry donuts and mash them out, just fat kid style.
Why is strawberry donut? I mean, I'm not saying
They
they're
were
bad.
delicious. They were delicious. And this is before we got all bougie with the baking
That
maple.
was like, which pregnancy was that? That was all I wanted
That was
to
Alice.
eat. That bitch.
Yeah.
I gained like 80 pounds with her because that's the only pregnancy where I was like, I want sweets. I remember ordering.
I gained 100 pounds of sympathy weight. with
I
Bella.
remember it was like 11 o'clock at night. You still worked for Domino's, managing and doing
Mm-hmm.
like your second job on the side, like all of the things, right?
Mhm.
I remember it was like 11 o'clock at night. I wanted to order those stupid lava cakes. You were in full support. Do
Full
whatever you
support.
want, baby. Do what you want. I ate both of them
Yeah.
to myself
that was
and
bad.
got sick.
Yeah, that was bad. I
Sick.
can't eat both of them.
Sick everywhere.
I thought you had that on Do Not Disturb.
Well, I left the house earlier to see you, not see you, to do something. And when I do that, guess what I do? I try to turn my ringer on so when you call me, I hear it.
You mean just not, you don't blatantly ignore me when you're out of the house?
Like you at the grocery store sending me 17 messages. Help! Which one did you want? I'm going to grab every type of black bean available because I don't know which one you meant.
To be fair, I would rather harass you than to go twice.
I called you 3 times while I was at the grocery store today,
Uh-huh.
and you're like, why do you keep calling me? And I'm like, because I need to make sure that we have, because I am no longer in charge of our kitchen. The kids are in charge of our kitchen.
No,
They
they're
made
not.
our grocery list.
They literally ate us to the spices. I hate holiday breaks.
Sat down while they were eating their fucking McDonald's cheeseburgers, and we made the grocery list. Yes, I took them to McDonald's.
Wow.
That's why they love me more.
Right. That's why they love you more.
I spent $20.
We want to live with Mom.
Fed them all, and sat at the table and made the grocery list as basically they told me everything they had eaten for the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Because Daddy said they couldn't eat because they'd eaten all the food, and they had to make spaghetti.
How dare I? How dare I make them cook for themselves?
Eat real food, you say? How dare we?
They drank a gallon of milk in a day. 2 gallons of milk.
In like 2 days. Because
Yeah.
there were 2 full gallons of milk on Christmas Eve.
We bought a gallon of milk Friday night, and it was gone Saturday. And we still had cereal.
Oh, I bought 4 bags of cereal and 1 gallon of milk.
Cool.
Let's see who survives.
So tomorrow, we'll be going to buy milk.
I also bought chunky peanut butter.
Why?
They're the ones that eat peanut butter. I don't share their peanut butter. God knows their fingers have been in it.
So many fingers.
So, new year, new kids.
Yes.
Yeah, God knows
Good
that's
point.
not going to happen.
So 2026 is going to be a building year, hopefully.
Plans?
Yeah, we are open. We are available for recording. We are available for podcasting, obviously. If you have a show idea and you want some sort of backing, just shoot me an email or shoot me a DM here or on Insta or whatever.
We love to go to local music events. So, if you just want a shout out, like, we don't have to do a full cover, but, like, we like to be like, hey, this is what I did this weekend. As long as nobody gets pissed off. I don't know how that works.
So, generally speaking, free advertisement is free advertisement. Be like, so
I
Lenny
can be
Watkins
like-
at the campus doing this thing. It was really dope.
But I can go to the event and be like, oh my God, I had so much fun. Here's the food I ate. Here's
Just
the show I
don't
watched.
don't bring up Pickle Fest. You didn't. You have
Pickle
no
taco?
idea. Oh my God! So you have no idea
I
how
have
that.
no idea. Do you want
So,
to tell me about Pickle
They
Fest?
had Pickle Fest at the Orion, and they had
I did hear about that, and I kind of wanted to go.
2 vendors selling pickles.
2.
2.
That was it.
That's it.
That's not a fest.
Right. They had pickle adjacent fest.
It's not even adjacent. That's a really bad farmer's market.
There were people at the Orion that wanted pickles fest.
Yes, I want Pickle Fest. I love a good pickle, especially like farmer's market pickles, variety pickle. Do you know how many things you can do with the idea of a pickle? We used to pickle everything.
So like,
It doesn't even have to be a cucumber. You can
I
pickle
want-
eggs.
I want to pay $25 to look at the pickles that I kind of wanted fest.
Okay, I want $25 to look at 2 different people who will charge me to buy their pickles.
Correct. Fest.
Ah, fuck that.
Right.
I probably shouldn't cuss so much.
That's fine.
I
But-
wonder where our kids get their mouth.
It's your fault. I don't cuss at all.
I will give you that you cuss significantly less than I do.
Correct. So anyways, I'm pretty sure that I just got scorned by everybody in the city of Huntsville, except for the people that went to Pickle Fest and were upset about it. But I did
Pickles
not go.
are good, though.
Right. I mean, like, I like
They
pickles.
could have even just had food vendors that incorporated pickles into interesting things, like a pickle pizza. Have you seen the pickle pizza?
Yes, I've had one. Like the cheeseburger
Good.
pizza and stuff.
No. It's a pickle pizza.
Just pickles?
It's like a garlic aioli,
Okay,
like
that's too much.
base. And then it's like dill seasoning and cheese, and then it has pickles on it.
Too
No, it's delicious.
Uh-huh.
The Cuban pizza that Mellow Mushroom used to have with pickles on it, that was choice.
Yeah.
They lose a lot of pizzas that like go in and out because they rotate, which I get. But then you get attached to something and then it's gone.
Like our youth.
I have food problems. Our youth is long gone. Let's
Yeah,
not talk about it.
I posted a picture today on my personal account, and it was the 9 years gap, and it was fresh haircut 9 years ago, fresh haircut today. All my hair is gray, and like somebody's like, "Hey, new specs are gray." Shout out Ken Kuma.
So, speaking of old, did you know that the 90s has its own exhibit?
Where? At the Smithsonian?
There's one there. Like Game Boy Color is
That's
in
dope.
an exhibit. And then there's a museum that has interactive 90s experiences, including a Blockbuster where you can check out and rent
That
your own
is
VHS.
so dope. That is so dope.
You can take your kids to experience your childhood.
That's awesome.
How is that awesome?
That
I
is
feel
so
so
awesome.
old.
I don't care. Cause like
Here's an Atari.
that's so dope.
I think the Smithsonian exhibit ranges from the Atari to like new school video games.
So like I want to be like nah man, you know, it's all nostalgia, but like the 80s were dope. The 90s
I
were
don't know
okay.
the 80s.
Yeah, I know. Like
I have pictures of my mom in the 80s.
Right, I bet you she was a lot hotter than she is now.
Have you not seen the pictures?
I have. She still had them like Coke bottle glasses.
Well, she's blind. That's not her fault. Actually, to be fair, in her like prom picture, she doesn't, but she has braces. But she's got the big swoopy bangs and
Right, the 80s
the
color.
bejeweled like.
They want their perm back.
You know, I have a picture of me somewhere where my mom did my hair, and it's just these big feathered bangs in the middle of the 90s.
There's definitely pictures of Linda with that.
Yeah, I've seen them and asked who the hell was that.
Yeah, that's
Because
your daughter in a couple years.
I can't figure out how to do her hair.
It's fine. It's fine. You just brush it out and swoop it and
I need
let
to
it
go have her hair cut. The dead ends are so bad.
Yeah, well, haircuts for kids are expensive.
Oh my god. We were on the way home from the grocery store. The older two saw the cost of the groceries
Mm-hmm.
and started having a conversation.
Yeah.
And so, you remember he did that budget experiment, right?
Yeah.
And so we were having a conversation. I was like, well, how much do you think is, this is how much we spend on groceries. This is how much I spend a month. That seems like too much. Okay, we're feeding 6 people. Divide that number by 6. Okay, well, this is how much that is. Okay, now divide that number by 4. Okay, well, this is how much that is. Okay, that's how much whatever, if I got all the steps in there for this conversation. That's how much I spend to feed you for a week. Does that seem like a reasonable number for one person? And it was like $45. And they're like, yeah, that sounds reasonable. I'm like, okay, now multiply that by 6. I was like, it's not unreasonable. And I was like, so let's go all out. How much is that in a year? Okay, how much do you think I pay for our house every month? How much do you think we pay for the car? The car insurance. We had this whole conversation. I was like, all right, well, how much do you think is an appropriate budget for clothes? This asshole was like $1,000.
I bet.
I was like, $1,000 a year? $1,000 every 6 months? And he's just kind of looking at me, and I was like, all right, well, let's go back. And like, we're having this whole conversation. He's like, I'm going to the thrift store. And I was like, yeah, you are. That's why we live the way we live. And his budget was like
$20,000 or something like that?
I think with 2 people, it came out to like $40,000 a year. He's like, I'm poor. And I was like, yeah, you are.
When I saw that, I was like,
And then
can't nobody live off of that.
So we were having this conversation about, okay, well, you can find a lower interest or a lower rate apartment or house in a different
Not
neighborhood.
anymore.
Okay, but just say you could.
Just say you could.
I'm like, all right, so you have a lower income area, you have a higher crime rate, you have lower quality in housing, and you have a less funded school district because it's paid based on income tax of the area, blah, 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 blah. We're going through this whole thing, and he's like, yeah, I could do that. I was like, you have a kid. Because his paperwork said he had a kid. I was like, you have a kid. Is that where you want your kid to be? No. Okay, so how are you planning to subvert that? Like, how? This whole thing, like, broke his brain. And then the doctor called, and I had to pay an outstanding, like,
$40 or something.
Yeah, which is fine. Like, I just hadn't paid it, and I needed to pay it. So I paid it, but he was there, and I was like, oh, yeah, by the way, every time I take you or any of your siblings, myself or your dad, to the doctor, it costs $40. Also, the prescriptions that we pick up to stay alive cost money. So let's factor that into your thing. And we're driving home, and Ella goes, that fence needs fixed. I was like, okay, so guess what? That's an unexpected expense in your budget. They lost it.
Mm-hmm,
Those two were like having a come apart about budgeting.
Yeah, that's why people rent, because they don't have to worry about all that.
I mean, if you can get away with it, go for it. But can't rent for 6 people and have a feasible... I would pay more than my mortgage.
So that's actually the funny thing about it is people always trip out about that. Like, I could buy a house for that. Like, yeah, you could.
And when the
hot water tank goes out, you got to pay for that.
3 times in the 7 years that we have lived here, we've needed a new hot water heater.
Oh, so this past time, the hot water heater was free because it was under warranty.
The first time it was under warranty too, because it was in the first year of buying the house.
No, we paid for home warranty out of the escrow on the house.
Nevertheless.
Right. That one was $75. This one was still $1,000 to pay a plumber to come out and put in a free water heater.
Right, because it costs more to pay for the installation than it would to pay for the hot water heater.
Correct.
I could have bought a brand new hot water heater and had it installed
for $1,500.
And I paid
$1,000.
Right.
So we saved $500 by having a free water heater under warranty.
It's a really nice water heater, though.
It's just turned up. It's turned up to death.
Women love the hot water. I
think. So like when we were getting installed, the technician was asking me about it. He's like, "Hey, what should I set it to?" I was like, "So what is it normally set to?" He's like, "It's like 125 is the normal." And I was like, "Well, set it to like 135." He's like, "Well, you know, we have old people and we set them up really high because they like to be able to turn it up and soak in it." I'm like, "Okay, that's kind of rude, but okay." And he's like, "But, you know, when you have little kids, you don't want to set it too high because they'll scald themselves being stupid." And I'm like,
okay, I understand that, but an average hot tub is set to 125.
Correct.
Why would I want my shower less warm
because
than a
after
hot tub?
15 minutes or so of 130 degree temperatures, you tend to cook yourself?
I don't want a lukewarm shower. 120 is not enough.
Yeah, but 75 is a lukewarm shower.
75 is a cold shower, and I didn't just work out, and I don't need to cold soak. God forbid I had to do an ice bath. I would die.
So, like...
I'm cold now.
Generally, really? You have the heat dish and the heater and a blanket and a sweater. Wow, you are cold. What's up with that? So, like, when we set the temperature on the hand wash, the sink for the studio, we set it at 105 degrees. Because that's, you know, warm to wash your hands. You don't really need it any warmer than that.
Well, yeah, it's not a shower or anything else. It's just wash your hands.
All right. But if we had put a shower in there, it would have been set substantially higher. And I probably would have went with a tank instead of a tankless.
Yeah, well, it's fine. Anyhow, so lots of go around. We were talking about what we're doing in 2025.
Yeah, sorry.
2026.
2026.
We talked about 2025.
So 2026, we're going to be expanding on our operations. We're going to be looking for people that want to shoot podcasts. And we're looking for companies that want to have podcasts produced for them.
Cover in your mouth and let me do the work?
Kind of. So, like, this show in particular was something that we were doing in order to do something during 2025. We wanted to have some sort of proof of concept. We wanted to have a show that we had people come in and talk about the things that are important to them. And for the most part, it worked out really well. We definitely, running live, we have issues. Because
we wouldn't have issues if you were over there monitoring the audio.
Yeah,
but I can see the green bar from here, so
yeah.
Theoretically, people can hear me this time.
Hopefully.
I said a lot of funny stuff. I really wish people had been able to hear me in live time.
So, and that's also kind of why I do backup recordings. The show is live, but it's also recorded. Plus, it's also recorded raw, so that if something were to happen, we would have all that backup data so that the Spotify version of the YouTube version is all properly audioed.
Right, but if you're pre-recording a podcast,
then none of that matters.
Right, you have all the time in the world to fix that.
Right. If you're pre-recording and you're not doing live, none of the audio issues matter at all. You would just re-record it.
Well, I mean, you don't even have to re-record it. You just sit here for 20 minutes while I fix all the fucking audio problems, and then we're good to go.
Well, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that if you have a dedicated audio source for every single person, and you have somebody that's genuinely watching and recording it. So, like, if you're recording a podcast, you have multiple cameras, and all those cameras are recording, and all those cameras are recording audio. And then you have your audio capture, that all that's being recorded. And then you have switches and transitions and all that stuff that's all added after the fact. You can record it, edit it, make it as pretty as you want, and you have all the time in the world to do it.
I still want to do that whole you over there and me over here in a chair with a camera on both of us, so while we're having this conversation you can see back and forth, but like we don't have to directly stare at the camera.
So like realistically, we have all the equipment to do it, but we'd have to have somebody sitting over there swapping the cameras back and forth.
Right, which is annoying because I feel like if it's pre-recorded, you just record both of them and then
you edit it, yeah.
Right. But again, that's kind of the frustrating part because I have the perfect den for this. Mm-hmm. Me and my big lounger and you and your barrel chair and all the stupid things I have hanging around that like make it an interesting space. Mm-hmm. I don't know what our podcast would be about, but I would have fun doing it.
So the benefit, and realistically, I'm just going to say this, you could green screen all that in if you wanted to.
I don't know. For me, the setting is the set, and it's fun.
Right.
I get that. Creative control over the set is fun.
I mean, like, realistically, you could build a set in here, and I would let you.
I have no need.
I'm just saying, if you wanted to.
I feel you, but we're not there right now. For me, specifically.
For
like, if it was a business interest and we needed to do it, we would do it. But for me to just have fun and not create an income and just hijack all the stuff because I own it.
Right. I mean, realistically, we could take a laptop over there and the cameras and the small interface and set up and record. We could easily do it. You would have kids in there every 45 seconds.
We'll do it while they're at school.
So, August of 2026, new podcast.
Whatever it has to be. Right. I don't know. It's just a fun concept to me.
And I mean, that's dope. It's easily done.
So, and in that respect, that's the kind of thing where if you have an idea, bring it here, we'll workshop it.
Right.
I have fun doing these things, even though I'm not always involved camera face. I'm not always even involved on a day-to-day, but, like, I kind of love when you bring me these concepts and I get to be like, yeah, well, this should have been the thing. And you're like, well, yeah, I agree. It's kind of like your honorary nursing degree where it's like, well, this was what happened. And you were like, so. And I was like, no, that would have made too much sense.
Yeah, they be on some crazy shit over there.
It's always fine if you can fully explain your logic to me. But if you refuse to acknowledge why you're doing something, and I'm asking you why, it seems a little suspicious.
So what had happened was...
What had happened was something we didn't expect.
Right.
Which happens, don't get me wrong.
Flared base.
No light bulbs. No fragile objects. I should not have to call in an anesthesiologist at 2 a.m. because you shoved a hamster somewhere it didn't belong.
If you have a nurse friend, just ask her about what is the big deal, or him. What is the big deal with a flared base? It is very nurse specific, and they will let you know.
I don't even feel like that's nurse
It's
specific.
nurse specific.
I feel like... Never mind. I guess I feel like people should know these things.
Nope. People are pure.
Geometric Christmas trees are not a positive thing in our...
People are pure. They have no idea what you're talking about.
People are not pure.
You lead them into the throes of temptation by exposing them to these things.
People are not pure. People are just dumb because they've never seen it go wrong before.
Right. Nurses and strippers. Same people.
As long as I'm on this side of the bed of my psych patient, we're doing good.
Grippy socks, grippy box.
My meds are still lower than theirs. That's all that matters. So, concepts for shows moving forward that aren't me and you running our mouths. But this is fun, don't get me wrong.
So, when I first started doing this, I was doing something that's called Artist Spotlights. So, it was a one-on-one interview, which is kind of, it's just a little bit different than this. I wanted to do them live then, but it was a lot easier for me to just Zoom meeting somebody and talk to them and record that, and then share that with people.
Well, and that helps with scheduling and everything else,
Yeah.
too.
And, like, I wanted to do them live. I think it'd be super dope doing them live. And that's something that I want to get back into. Because one of the most important parts of working in the music industry in general is networking. Business in general is networking, but with a small community working in music, and being able to see the people that you want to work with in person and know who they are and know what they're about is like super important, because you have to trust people in order to work with them. But if you don't trust your cleaner, you just hide your valuables and you pay a different cleaner if they don't clean your house. If you don't trust your musician, it could be the vibe just isn't right with your music.
I believe in trusting my hairstylist and my tattoo artist.
Right.
But
it's kind of the same thing, because when you're done, you're kind of stuck with it for a while.
Well, for me, it's more that you're the professional here. I should trust what you're telling me, and if I don't trust you, I should find somebody I do trust.
Right, but the funny part about it is we're all supposed to be professionals.
Yeah, you're all artists.
Right.
Which is not the same as professional.
The minute you're paid for it, you're supposed to be a professional about it.
Well, maybe it's experience that makes the difference then.
Well, I mean, kind of, because there's professional tattoo artists that are awful.
Yeah, there are.
So.
But you know, awful tattoos is a style? They call them scratch tattoos or something?
That's ridiculous.
Well, it's not the point whether or not you personally like it. It's the fact that it is a technical style.
I mean, artistic expression is subjective. It is.
It is, and yet, when everybody gets this same artistic expression, is it really artistic expression anymore?
Okay, so that's if it's mainstream, it's no longer cool bullshit.
No, it's everybody who got their birth year tattooed on their abs is probably too young to know what a blockbuster is.
I don't know, established 1973 was a tattoo. Matter of fact, like, Tupac and them had that shit.
I haven't seen any of them that were later than 2005.
There was a big thing with Bone Thugs and Harmony. Everybody's getting established 1999 on their shit.
So what you're telling me is
it's an album
variation, but not inherently new.
Right there, it goes back, and it cyclical like bell bottoms and perms.
I suppose neo-traditional is definitely a style.
Correct.
If I see one more of those stupid Pumas with the scratches that as they climb
those are
up your arm.
transcendent. Oh my god. So that's a
My dad has
Sailor
one of
Jerry's.
those.
It's a Sailor Jerry tattoo is what it is.
Okay, but my dad has one of those, and it just seems so old to me because
Every
of that.
1970s woman has the panther. Every single one of them.
I have a tattoo that says I'm the whitest white girl in the early 2000s in Spring Break.
You have a tramp stamp.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's
Got
a
the
rose.
tribal.
With the tribal.
Tribal rose, butterfly.
That's a rose, not a butterfly. I'm pretty sure it's a rose. I can't see my back, but I'm pretty
Come,
sure
my baby,
that's what it was.
come, my baby, be my butterfly, sugar.
Okay, sir. Enough. But yeah, so you're right. I suppose that inherently, does that mean music is also cyclical?
Music is very cyclical.
Okay.
So music in general is cyclical because you have a chord sequence, you have chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, verse. You have it's very, very, very like built. Like even jazz is the same way. It's just not the same style. Style.
Well, I mean, and then they do. What the hell is this called? Samples.
Samples are taboo. Nobody wants to talk about samples because
They exist because that is, which I mean, as a listener, it doesn't bother me. I like seeing that. Okay, you saw this thing, or I'm sorry, I guess you heard this thing and you had a reaction, and this is a song you wrote because of it. I like that.
So the problem with samples is that people rely on them to the point of just blatant copyright. Like
I mean, but there was a mainstream artist recently who got caught up in a lawsuit from somebody's family, dead
so
artist
that was
family.
Ed Sheeran, and it was Marvin Gaye's estate was suing him because of a song that he did had a chord sequence that was very similar to.
There's only so many chords
correct,
in the world.
And that's how he got through it in the court case. Because he didn't copy a melody, he didn't copy a melodic, he didn't copy a set of words. It was literally a chord sequence. And when you play them back to back, you can understand why they're similar. But there's only so many chords, and there's only so many ways that you can play them in a way that doesn't hurt your ears.
Well, yeah, because certain things sound good in a certain tone, rhythm, and
Correct.
order.
Correct. There's only a certain way to play it. And none of that would have mattered if it wasn't one of the biggest songs that Ed Sheeran made.
I think it also was impacted by the fact that he said some of his inspiration came from that artist.
And I mean, what modern artist is not inspired by Marvin Gaye?
I mean, fair.
I mean, that's like saying, like, I really like Tina Turner, so if I sing You Soul at All, Tina Turner's estate should be able to sue me. Because there's directly copyrighted from her timbre. Oh.
Well, but also there's cover bands, so how do they get around that?
So you pay a fee. You pay a fee. So the funny thing about covers is, okay, so we're going to explain this real quick just so you guys understand. And for you non-musicians...
That's why I'm such a good guest.
And you non-musicians are going to be like, what the fuck? This is stupid. But I'm sorry. So when you write a song, you have the words, the lyrics, you have the melody, you have the bass line, you have the rhythm section, you have all of those performing pieces, right? And the melody, the chorus, the lyrics are what's called a mechanical copyright, because you own it as soon as you make it.
You own it as soon as you produce it in some capacity.
As soon as it's created, you have a copyright on it, and that's on the mechanical.
Don't you have to pay for a copyright?
No. What you're thinking about is a trademark.
Okay.
So there's a mechanical copyright, which is when you write the song, when you write it down, and you say, hey, I made this. Then there's a performing copyright, which is when you sing it, or you perform it, and you record that. So the person that wrote the song has a mechanical copyright, and the person that sings the song has a performing copyright. And a cover song is a person purchasing the right to use the mechanical copyright while claiming their own performing copyright.
Well, they are performing it, so that makes sense.
Right. But when most people think cover songs, they think you're taking somebody's song and you're singing it exactly the way that they sing it. And that's why they generally are treated some kind of way. Because realistically, nobody can play Zakk Wylde like Zakk Wylde. Nobody can, sing Taylor Swift like literally any white girl in the world can sing Taylor Swift. Sorry, baby. Anyways,
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. You're
but
fine.
but like nobody can perform those songs the way that the original artist can perform them. So saying that it is a cover and trying to perform it like them usually doesn't pass muster, and that's why covers get such a bad value. But Hurt was a cover.
I mean, I guess technically, but he did really change it up to his own style.
He did not.
I feel like he
Word
really
for
did.
word, he changed Crown of Shit to Crown of Thorns, and that was literally it.
So, but that's not the point. The point isn't the lyrics. The point is there's a very different vibe to the songs. There's a very different style. In, I guess, the mechanics is then what you're calling them.
But the mechanical copyright is exactly the same.
Well, yeah, it's a song.
Like, if you heard the Nine Inch Nails version and you heard the Johnny Cash version.
His is way stripped back, though.
Right, but the lyrics are the same.
They are.
The melody is the same.
They are.
The rhythm is the same.
Yes, but the
performance is different.
But the sound is so.
And that's 100% within the performance.
Right.
It is technically a cover.
I understand that. I'm not saying that his was not better, though.
Nobody said anything about better. We're just talking about copyrights and covers. So when it's a cover, you pay a fee and you share your income with the person that owns the mechanicals.
I mean, fine.
Super simple. Hopefully you do a good enough job that you actually make money off of it. So getting back to samples, the problem is not stuff like Hurt. The problem is, sorry, Shaboozey?
Yeah, but, okay, so he owns the majority of the rights to that song.
Right. The song Tipsy was taken, the chorus was taken almost verbatim from that song.
The entire song has the same context and wording, except in a different colloquial
country
context.
Genre. And to be fair, he paid substantial sampling fees to be able to use it.
Yeah, he owns. Who is he? T-Pain? No.
We've talked about it. I can't remember.
He owns more of that song than Shaboozey does.
Right. He owns more of that song than the record labels do. But the fact of the matter is, that song sample
did well.
Right. The song did really, really well, and it did well specifically because of the sample. Because, to be fair, the song was inspired by the sample. It used the sample. It used the words in the sample.
And it did really well. But that's that following the formula.
Right. But I feel like they leaned on the sample in order to make a hit versus making a hit that included a sample. So, like...
Okay, but that's not every...
Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar was made with samples. But
I don't actually know who that song. I kind of know who that is.
It was a big song where, people talk shit about Drake. But it was made with samples.
You're just mad that Drake actually makes money.
I mean, everybody's mad that Drake makes money, but I digress. Drake is mad that Drake makes money. But it was sampled. It was like if you've heard the production, the construction of the production on that song, they took a little 1.5 second snip out of a song, stripped it down, rekeyed it, then used that as a melodic tone in the production of the beat itself. And there's several places in that song that used little pieces of somebody else's song. Now, they have to pay for that because they're using somebody else's performance as a base to make a song. But the reason why people have issues with samples, first of all, is because people take a sample, they chop it, they flip it, they move it around, they try to make it sound is not like
Like
this,
somebody else's.
like somebody else's shit. But they also try to not pay them for it.
I just do karaoke for free.
Right. So like if I wrote a song and somebody picked it up and they sampled it, but they modified the sample to the point where it was almost unnoticeable, and then took full credit for the creation of the work without paying me my sampling fee, I would have a bit of a problem.
Okay, but at what point can you be like, I did that? If they did all that work to edit, change, and...
That's exactly the problem.
Is figuring that line.
Because realistically, producers like myself do sample things. We hear things, we're like, it would sound better in a different key, it would sound better slow down, it would sound better this way, it would sound better this way, let's use just as a base for something else. And all that's fine and well if you take that as inspiration for a piece. But
what's the difference between inspiration and, I don't want to say direct copying, but you're like talking about samples being changed and this other stuff. So what's the difference in those things kind of becomes blurry, right?
Exactly. That's why the Shaboozey thing is such a big deal.
Yeah, but he paid all the right people.
Right, he did. But people think that all sampling is like that. And that's kind of where the problem is. They're like, because you can hear it in some songs where they literally just bite the whole section out of a song and call it good. Like Big X the Plug did a song called 3 a.m. that had the "You're contagious, touch me, baby."
I mean, yeah, but I almost feel like it's less of a problem when you directly use the sample and you pay for it because you paid for it, you're using it, it's now part of your creative song, and you're not pretending that you did something that's not exactly
right,
what it is.
Right, but at what point are you just blatantly paying to play? At what point are you just paying for a sample and then using somebody else's fame to market your own music?
You paid for it.
You paid for it, it's yours?
You can do what you want with it.
Right.
I paid for this thing, I shall now use it however I feel fit.
Right.
That's on the audience.
And then every song you make has got a prominent sample in it.
That's on the audience. You are choosing to listen to somebody who is sampling other songs and then using them to their advantage. I know that sounds shitty, but in the real world, I paid for this thing. I can now do what I want with it. I paid for this piece of art. I can now do whatever I want with this piece of art.
Ferrari would like to have a word with you.
The Shelby Mustang?
No, I was going to say, so Ferrari, the company, they have a thing that if you buy a car, and you buy a car new, and you keep it less than a year, you sell it to somebody else, or you destroy it, or you video it, or something like that, you get put on a blacklist, and you can no longer buy Ferraris.
Okay, but that's Ferrari's prerogative. If that's your sample section and you decide that you only sell to certain people, that's your business.
Right. So
these are both business models.
Right. But see, the problem comes around from other artists like myself is when you're relying on a sample, and that's literally you hear a sample, you know what song it's from, you write a rap over it, and that's the whole fucking musical process. I'm just like,
you suck at art.
Right. You're just trying to get paid.
Okay, but you paid for the right to use that stuff. I'm not saying that it's artistically inherently correct. I'm just saying if you pay for something and you want to do something stupid with it, if you sold that thing, you no longer have the right to determine what somebody else does with that thing.
Well, I mean, and that's where the rub is, because it makes music pay to play.
Okay, fine. Pay to play. But again, as the audience, we need to be conscious of our consumption. And this goes for everything. This is online viewing, this is your YouTube streaming, your Instagram profiles. You have to be a conscious consumer even of your social media content, your music content, whatever, because it is your view and your listening, your purchase of these songs that drives the business. If
Mhm.
you are purchasing, participating, and watching into these views and feeds, then you are a part of that system. And if you're okay with it, then whatever, you're okay with it. If you're not okay with it, then don't participate.
I understand. I vote with my wallet all the time. I'm very selective about what music I stream.
You're selective about which stores you shop at, which
Right.
companies you support.
Right.
Which is
I'm
why
100%
we have
on that.
withdrawn from a lot of shopping stores. Not stores, but just even fast food restaurants.
Right. And like, legit, I'm one of the few people that I know that does that. And like, most people can't be bothered. So
You're right, it's inconvenient. It's directly across the street and it's there, and until it affects you or impacts you, you don't think about
right.
it.
And there are people that are legit just like, I do what's easy. If whatever comes on YouTube Music is what I listen to. Whatever comes on Spotify is what I listen to.
We'll
I
have to
rely
talk
on
about
these companies.
Spotify Wrapped at some point.
Right. Whatever happens to come up, unless it's just really messes with my vibe, I just let it go. And that's why AI music is taken over. Because it's literally designed to fit into those vibes.
That's an entirely different concept.
Yeah.
AI, everything is an
I'm
entirely
so
different
tired of this
conversation.
shit. Like, realistically, I've discussed it before, and it is one of those things that as a musician, as an artist, as a creative, I believe that it has its purpose, but people are using it to subvert actual creatives, and that's where my issues with it come.
See, but it's really funny when it's an AI crochet pattern and you actually follow the directions and makes nothing.
So that's actually a big thing. Like, a lot of people that use AI for art, you always have to go back and fix it because it's never perfect. Like,
It's never accurately anything.
well, yeah, but like when they first started trying to do photorealistic pictures, you would look and like everybody would have really strangely shaped teeth or like 13 fingers on one hand. And like if you're not like looking at it and looking for it, you don't notice these things until you start noticing them and you're just like,
Well,
Jesus Christ.
supposedly AI can't use an actual face that exists.
That's not true at all.
No?
No. Because I saw a Shrek live action video.
And it was basically a porn.
Right.
Rule 32.
With The Rock as Rule 34.
34?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Rule 34.
All I remember is the Pinocchio scene.
Right. Pinocchio's nose going deep in them hoes.
Yeah.
And then there was The Rock as Shrek, and then like Trump as the
Prince Charming.
Yeah, Prince Charming.
I also saw that video clip.
Yeah. I think you sent it to me.
It sounds like something I would have sent to you if I saw it.
Right. And I'm just like, well, they're obviously just writing people off. They're just blatantly taking
This is
people's
obviously not actually happening.
Right.
However,
Right.
maybe it should.
Right. That's what it is. Because that's who I wanted to play the live action Shrek.
I mean, worst choices?
Lord Farquaad.
I want the guy. Who is it? What is his name? You know who I'm talking about.
Who?
You know who I'm talking about. He was in Game of Thrones.
Doing what?
Playing the guy who gets drunk and knows things.
Tyrion Lannister.
Yes. I want him to play Lord Farquaad.
Peter Dinklage.
I want him to play Lord Farquaad.
It's kind of rude.
I hate Lord Farquaad.
Yeah.
And I feel like he would make a very good, a realistically hateable character. Like, I feel like his acting fits.
I feel like he is much too dignified of a person to play Lord Farquaad.
He could do it like the Muppets Christmas Carol. Take it very seriously, no matter the role.
Oh, Lord.
I love that movie. We're not going to talk crap about my movie. Okay, so upcoming experiences and thoughts.
So, 2026. Oh God, it's gonna be chaotic.
Our life is always chaotic.
Yeah. We're going to be we're going to be sponsoring some artists this year, just to proof of concept some things.
And we're going to be more cautious about our scheduling.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're still doing artist development. If you are an up and coming artist, or you know one that wants to be a bit more professional about it, or if you need an introduction into the actual working world of music, come holler at me. Depending on what you need, I will handle it for you, or we have a gang of people that do the same or similar things, depending on what you actually need. Um, we're going to be available for practice time if you or your band has a need to a place to play. Come here, wreck our neighbors. They don't care.
Actually, our neighbors were very excited.
Yeah, our neighbors love music. It's really nice. It's really helpful that it's not super loud and obnoxious.
Well, yeah, that's that sound isolation bullshit we went for.
Yeah. We're probably going to be doing some concerts this year. We have been cleared to do house concerts. So, probably once a quarter, I'm thinking. Every 3 months, we'll.
We're just going to have to be more cautious about scheduling and selection, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. We really just ran into a huge family emergency last year when we were trying to do a show, and it just really spiraled out of control.
If you or anybody you know has an addiction to music, call 1-800-BIG-BUDDY. We got you. We'll get you hooked up.
Oh my God. Madame Cleo over there.
Let me predict the future.
Remember those late night TV commercials?
Yes.
You wake up in the middle of the night and Madame Cleo was on the TV.
So, like, realistically, I remember, like, having the box to be able to watch, like, HBO and Cinemax and Showtime. And, like, if you didn't have the box, it would still kind of come through on the TV, but it'd be blurry.
Is that how you saw your first boobies?
Yeah, that's how I saw my first boobs. It's definitely, like, 12
Not
o'clock.
the Sears catalog?
So, like, Cinemax had this thing called Cinemax After Dark or whatever. And, like, it was all, like, B-style, just nudity without anything else going on. And, like, that was supposed to be, the middle-aged housewives, book talk or whatever you want to call it.
I remember when my grandma got mad because my grandpa wanted to watch HBO because it was softcore porn.
Right. 100%. That's all HBO was after, like, 11 o'clock. Like, even,
I was in bed.
Like, oh, yeah, that was the whole point. Kids are in bed, you ain't got nothing to do. Might as well ruin some socks.
Maybe you don't have a box?
No box, dirty socks.
Oh my God, we're terrible people. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so 2026.
New year, same old me.
House concerts, practice time, artist development. We're going to be sponsoring some podcasts. We're going to be sponsoring some music recordings. We're doing a lot of proof of concept work. So if you want to be a part of it, shoot me a message. We'll talk.
If you want to enter on the ground floor and try us out.
Right.
I mean, it might sound... I don't know if it sounds shittier that way or not, but...
So, realistically, everybody in this business got to prove themselves a little bit. It just kind of is what it is.
Talk about pay to play.
Fair. But, I'm a production facility, and it costs good money to do this stuff. And so...
I'm aware.
So, marketing is more important than anything else at this point. Because the building's built, the equipment's equipped, the musicians are
musicianing.
Yeah.
Musicians are starting. No. I don't want to call them an enigma to me, but They
It's
kind
herding
of drive me
cats.
nuts.
Yeah, it's herding cats is what it is.
Yeah, I hate herding cats. I've had to do it before. I have kids. I've been a manager.
Mhm.
I don't like herding cats.
And that's
Commit to something. Show up on time. Do your job. Don't make me yell at you. Go home. It's so simple.
It is squarely where I'm at. Squarely. So, starting in 2026, we are booked out till March right now with guests for this podcast. If you want to be part of this podcast, shoot me an email or DM or whatever. I'll send you over a questionnaire. And it is you and two. So you come in as a host, you bring two of your friends, y'all talk about what's important to you.
Hell, if it's you and one, it's still possible.
Right.
It just changes the dynamic.
Right. We just don't want you monologuing like for Lord Farquaad, you know?
How much are you paying?
Oh, we're not paying nothing.
No, I mean them. If they're paying me, they can monologue all they want.
Oh, yeah. You get paid in
I'm
exposure.
still a business.
You can't pay your rent in exposure.
You're right, unless your landlord likes that kind of thing.
I mean, to be fair, there are games like games where you like own land and you have tenants and stuff.
GTA?
No, I was gonna say like The Sims, but like on a broader scale, where like there was this whole thing where you hike the rent up on the beautiful lady that lives next door until she can't afford to pay the rent, and then you take her to bed in order to get her to pay her rent, and then she marries you in order to not pay her rent, and then you move her into your apartment, and then you move somebody else into that same apartment, and you do it again.
You are a hoe. I never locked my Sims husband in the basement and created art while I had somebody else in the bed, and then
Right?
yeah, never. I never took the ladder out of the pool and let somebody drown so that I could have a ghost on my property.
Hey, them ghosts be making money. They inspire art at the troglodyte in the basement.
We are messed up people. This is a messed up generation, because that was a thing.
It was a thing. It's still a thing. I think they changed it so like the Sims can actually climb out of the pool without the ladder now.
That's really disappointing. I'll have
Well,
to keep setting shit on fire. I really liked when Death came to visit.
You ever get caught up in one of your house parties?
No, I made friends with Death, though. And he would just swing by for fun.
Right? Funsies. I think my first Sims show, I had like 9 babies across the city. I'd move women in, get them pregnant, and then send them to their own apartments.
So, there's that. There's like the 10 kid challenge. There's 10 generations or something. Like you were supposed to go generational, see how many generations you could get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never got that far. I'd get like a house full of random stuff.
You could only have 8 people max in any house.
I would rosebud my way through until I had a beautiful house, and then I would probably get bored of the people in like 30 minutes because I don't like people, but I love building houses.
Yeah, I was always a fan of mother loading, the biggest house I could find.
Yeah, because I like houses, not people.
I agree. Just like the Grinch. It's not that he hated Christmas, he just really hated people. And I agree with that. So anyway, you got any closing remarks for this New Year's Eve show?
Oh, we're closing? No, not really. I am surprised at how quick the year goes, as always, and not prepared for the new one to start.
Right.
But I will be working, so...
It has been a wonderful, wonderful, crazy, insane, cathartic year. 2025. I'll be happy to see you gone.
2026, can you come in and sit down and shut the fuck up?
Right? Can you please stop this character building arc? I'm so tired of this character building arc.
I have enough personality.
Yeah, it builds character.
Yeah, I'm good. We've been through a lot this year, not just professionally, although we have been through a lot professionally. But every year brings its own interesting subset of characters and plot development.
Right. It's going to be all mistletoes and for
You
you
missed
hoes?
You missed all that last week. Okay, this is New Year's.
Okay. It's gonna be all shot glasses and shaking asses.
We're too old for that, unless it's at 8 p.m.
It's all going to bed at 8 and waking up feeling really tired, and then going to work.
Facts. Those are true statements.
Right.
Don't sleep wrong. You'll paralyze yourself.
Right? For at least for 2 or 3 days.
One bad sneeze away.
All right then. Well,
We appreciate your time.
it's definitely great for you to come in with us, and we will see you.
Keep it so that you don't have to see both of us again next week.
Right. Y'all need to confirm your shows coming up next week, cause
I'm back.
right.
I'm down. We will continue doing this because we will not become inconsistent.
Right.
I won't let this become inconsistent, will I?
Nope. If y'all don't confirm your shows, yeah, we'll just see us again.
It's fun.
It is fun. I enjoy it.
We'll get our guests in here on Mondays, and then we'll talk about the rest of it later.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for having us. Y'all have a great 2025, and I'm gonna scoot over there and cut us off.
Hey, I can afford to not work for the rest of 2025. I could retire if I die by Friday.